Goldie's legacy. Everything I understand about philanthropy, I learned from my great-auntie Goldie. The spirited youngest sister of my Western Canadian grandmother was my gold standard of altruism. I got to know my great-aunt after I joined the CBC in Winnipeg, where she lived. On my days off from work, we would take drives out of town, or as Goldie loved to eat, enjoy her favorite rib joint together. We regularly visited our dear departed relatives, including Goldie's mother, my great-grandmother. They were all buried in the Jewish cemetery not far from where she lived. We might stop to grab a few groceries on the way home, but this was always embarrassing for me. Goldie had to inform everyone in the store that her young great-niece appeared on television every night. Like her eldest sister, Becky, my grandmother, Goldie was widowed early. But unlike my grandfather, who died solvent at 59, Goldie's husband left behind a mountain of debt. She had to work well into her 60s to clear it all. My grandmother's 3 professional sons and her daughter looked after their mother very well, especially after relocating her from Winnipeg to a nice apartment in Toronto. Not that my Grandma Pascoe ever expressed much gratitude for that. The 2 sisters could not have been more different in that regard. Goldie had only one child, a daughter, who tragically died in her 40s from cancer. Luckily, Goldie's 3 grandchildren lived close by, but her grandson, born with a disability, gave her a lot of worry. Yet I never heard Goldie complain about anything. No one would suspect that she carried around so much heartache. She met the world with kindness, curiosity, and a twinkle in her eye. I admired her resilience as much as I loved her. Goldie lived alone in a small basement studio apartment in the north end of Winnipeg, in a neighborhood once home to many Jewish immigrants. After she retired, her only source of income was a monthly Social Security check. God forbid, though, she would ever be caught without ample supplies of poppy seed cookies or apple strudel. Tins of both were kept on the windowsill in the bathroom. Most weeks, she delivered her mouth-watering goodies to patients and staff at St. Boniface Hospital, where she'd had a pacemaker installed. I heard often how grateful she was to the doctors and nurses for saving her life. Goldie firmly believed in giving back. She did so with joy and baked goods. Her tight financial circumstances became a sore point between my father and me. I was outraged that he didn't do more to help his auntie and didn't hesitate to tell him. Impatient with his inaction, one day I just showed up at her door carrying a brand new color television. Goldie loved to watch hockey, and I knew she would enjoy the set for games. I installed it, took away the ancient black and white one, and sent my father the bill. To his credit, he paid it promptly. Many people donate to hospitals and other causes that matter to them. But do the gestures come with any sacrifice to their personal lifestyle? Rarely. I certainly didn't give up anything to buy that color television. Goldie's tiny pension didn't leave much extra to spend at the grocery store, so in order to bake, she had to give up something else. That's what made her a true philanthropist. I learned a priceless lesson in selfless generosity from my dear Auntie Goldie. I still miss her.